Hi, this is my husband David that you've all met by now, and we're going to switch out our places in front of the camera, and he's going to talk about his butt. Pork butt. For our 10th wedding anniversary, I gave David a smoker. It's called a
Big green egg.
Big green egg. And it's probably the best gift I ever gave him that keeps giving to me. We love the big green egg, and it's just a ceramic smoker. And he does everything from chicken wings to pork butts to
Turkeys.
oh gosh, yes, whole turkeys, turkey
Smoked
breasts.
turkeys. Delicious.
We do those for holidays a lot.
Even pizza.
And even pizza. We have done pizza. I know nothing about using the smoker, and so that's absolutely his area. So I'm going to let him explain what he does with the pork butt, with the seasoning and the rubs and the wood chips and all that. And I'm going to follow him around with the camera. You think you can handle it?
Nope. I'm going to need your support all the way.
He thinks it's easy to be in front of the camera. All right, have fun.
No, actually, I don't think it's easy to be in front of the camera. This is not somewhere I like to be. This is somewhere my wife wanted to be. She wanted to take the day off so she could relax a little bit. So here's our pork butt. It's about a 6.5 pound pork butt. Picked it up on sale at the grocery store, and we hope that we will get several meals out of this. There's no real science to this for me. It's just do what, throw it together and hopefully it'll turn out good. I usually start with mustard as a base to kind of make all the seasoning stick to it. But I just slather it up really well with just plain old French's mustard. We have used Dijon mustard and any other kind of mustard that we find in the refrigerator that we're ready to get rid of. We also have several different kinds of seasonings here that we like to use. This is one that we picked up from Trader Joe's. It's got coffee, it's a barbecue rub, it's got coffee and garlic in it. It has a really nice flavor, although I think it does have 1 carb per half tablespoon in it. So it does have a little carbs, but we're going to use that anyway. This is some blazing Memphis style barbecue seasoning we picked up at the grocery store. It has 0 carbs associated with it, and then just plain old sea salt, just like a rock salt. So we're going to start, and I really mean we're going to slather it up. Oh, it seems like Trader Joe's, this is 2.5 tablespoons. That's 2 tablespoons of the blazing Memphis style, and then just about 1.5 tablespoons of salt. So now, see how scientific this is? Just mustard. It's fun. Throw some mustard on it. I take a fork and kind of rub the mustard in a little bit like this. I try to get all the sides covered. Again, a lot of this is just to help give the seasoning something to stick to once you put the seasonings on it. But we're just going to wrap it around as best we can. Need a little bit more mustard on the side here. Being careful, of course, not to touch the mustard bottle to the pork butt, because you just don't want the mustard touching the butt, that's for sure, or the bottle. So then I'm going to take some salt and just sprinkle it on there. And here's some of the blazing seasons. I'm just trying to give it a good coat, because when it goes in that smoker, boy, there went a pork butt. Grace, could you go pick that up, please?
Yes, sir.
And we're going to just smooth it in there. Again, trying to make sure we get a good coating on all sides, because the magic really happens once it gets in that smoker. And this will create a nice little crust for it. Left side, as my wife says, the goody's got to stay on there. There's some goody that tried to escape, so we're going to get it back up there. Rotate this thing around a little bit so I can get to this side. Sprinkle a little bit more spice over here. And we'll rub it in. It just gives it a nice little crust. It's got a wonderful flavor with it, and that combined with the smoke, the wood, is going to be great. Today I'm going to use some pecan, or as my wife calls it, pecan, along with some apple wood. I've got some that's...
Say apple's not low carb.
The wood has no carbs, because all we're doing is using the smoke.
But it does give it a great flavor. Now, I'm curious, when you put this on the grill, Are you going to put the fat side up or the fat side down?
My wife says that you put the fat side up.
She's a smart lady.
Because if you put the fat side up, all that good grease and fat from the top is going to just make its way wander through the rest of the pork butt and make this thing nice and juicy. So we're going to do the fat side up.
It smells so good. It smells really good. And David will put this on the smoker, and he'll explain the wood chip stuff. But he'll put this on the smoker, and then he'll be able to check it. And he has a thermometer, like a remote thermometer he can put in, and so he can check it from wireless thermometer. He can check it from inside the house, and it goes off. But he will smell so good. He just smells like smoked barbecue. And he'll say, I'm going to go take a shower. And it's like in his hair. It's just in his clothes. I'm like, no, don't go shower. It smells so good. We could bottle that as a cologne, you know.
So anyway, I've got apple and pecan here. I've got some in the water here that's kind of absorbing some moisture, so it will take a little bit longer to smoke. But when I put this on, I'm also going to dump some dry applewood and pecan wood on it, so I'll get a really big burst of smoke there at the beginning, because my understanding is that a pork butt absorbs a lot of its flavor, a lot of its taste in the initial stages of cooking. So we're going to give a good shot of the wood chips, then we're going to have these in there as well to carry it throughout. We're going to cook it at 250 to 300 degrees for probably about 4 hours. We're going to check it. What we're really shooting for is an internal temperature of 160 degrees, which my wife, again, not only did she give me the big green egg, but she gave me a thermometer to measure that very temperature. So we'll hook it up to the thermometer, and we'll be back and show you what it looks like after it's been cooking for a while.
Let's go out to the grill.
Okay, so we've made it outside to the big green egg, and here's the grill. So I'm just going to start by taking a handful of applewood chips and sprinkling all on the already hot coals I've got. The grill actually is probably at an internal temperature of some 300 degrees, 350 degrees right now, but I'm just going to sprinkle a couple of handfuls there. I'm going to top it off with some of the wet. See the good smoke coming out already? That's going to be just loads and loads of flavor. So I've got some wood chips that are going to start burning immediately and smoking up, and others that we'll save for later. Then I'm going to pick my grill up, which is a little bit hot. And then what did my wife tell me to do? She said, fat side up. So I'm going to take the pork butt, which magically went from 1 to 2 while we've been away, and I'm just going to place them right on the grill, side by side with a little gap between them. Boy, there's a lot of smoke here. I'm going to take the meat thermometer and get it in there so I can keep up with the temperature. I've got messy hands, but that's all there is to it. Going to close it down and let it start working. And we'll be back in a few hours with some magic. Okay, so my meat thermometer gives me an internal temperature of 163 degrees, so we're getting real close. This thermometer, which I think is a little bit more accurate, is actually telling me it's 165, which is right where we want it to be. So I've already seen what it looks like, but here it comes. This is your food porn for the day. Oh, look at that smoke.
Yum.
Okay, so I've got it. I've got 2 beautiful pork butts right here. Oh my goodness, they're ready to come out of the grill. Let's take the thermometer out. Oh. So here's the first one. And what we're going to do now is we're going to wrap that up tight and let it rest for a couple of hours. Well, probably for 45 minutes or so. We'll set that aside for a minute and bring the other one out. Now, my camera lady over here always likes to have the first dibs on the first taste. Let's see if we can shut that up and get rid of some of this smoke. It smells so good, holy cow. But let's see if we can get a little bit of this off. It cooked for probably about 4 hours. What, honey? You want a little bit of the crispy. All right, first piece going to the camera lady. Let's see what kind of reaction we get now. Oh, I think she could just eat up the whole thing. She looks like she's enjoying it. And let me tell you, I sampled just a little bit of it just then, and it really does taste good. So here we have our pork butt. It's been on for about 4 hours or so. It's getting later in the afternoon.
That is fantastic.
We're going to have a little of this tonight for supper, along with Kristie's famous barbecue sauce. And I'm going to tell you, we're all going to be going to bed tonight just as happy as we can be, because we've had some delicious pork butt. I hope that if y'all get a chance for this, to share this with your family, y'all enjoy it as much as we do. Bye.